Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Robert Wilson with God's Way Apostolic Cathedral, a non-denominational ministry. Today on the pastor's table, I would like to just kind of talk. I'm not giving any true title to this. It's just, matter of fact, I'm just saying. That's matter of fact, that's what I want to make this. I'm just saying. I was thinking about the political race that we got going on for presidency, or matter of fact, any political races that goes on in this country. And if you notice all the mudslinging and just this bad talk about how horrible these candidates are that's trying to run or represent us as a people. And then when it comes time to voting, you talk about how bad the candidates are, and this is what we hear, or I've said it myself. Well, I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. And you never really think about, I don't think about what I'm saying. I just say it because it's a saying. I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. But why would we want evil running us at all? Why is it we can't find a candidate that's not evil? That's just what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, why is it we can't do that? Now, why is it every time we're voting for someone, it's got to be I'm voting for the lesser of two evil, and then we turn around and wonder why the country is in such a bad shape? Because we got evil running the country. They may be lesser than the other guy, but they're still evil. Another thing that gets to me, and this is actually a Christian saying, too blessed to be stressed. Well, when you think about that saying, and especially with stress is you worrying about stuff. It's really wearing at you. It's tearing you down. It's causing ailments in your body because it's not a healthy thing to do. But yet, when you hear those who say it, they're the biggest complainers. They're the ones that's going through so much, and you can tell, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Oh, well, I ain't got enough money to pay my bills. Oh, my car broke. Oh, no, I'm sick. But you're too blessed to be stressed. That's a major contradiction. No, people wouldn't even know anything was wrong with you if you were too blessed to be stressed, because you would walk around with this look that everything is fine. But that is definitely not the case. Another thing that really gets to me, and this actually goes back towards being cool and being a nerd. Now, I'm trying to grasp, why is it that the term being a nerd is a bad thing? When you think about what a nerd is, well, a nerd is someone who studied in school, they got good grades, and now most of the time the nerds are the one who own most companies that we work for. Being cool, well, they're the ones who didn't go to class. They're the ones who are out smoking and drinking and partying, and they're the ones working for the nerds. So why is it being cool is better than owning a business and having your own money and all that other stuff, getting good grades? Why is being cool better than being a nerd? Doesn't make much sense. Doesn't make much sense to me. But it's something that we tend to look at. Why I'm really on this education thing. When you think about being educated opens so many more doors for you to do so many more positive things in your life. Being uneducated only opens a couple of doors, and they're not very positive to just be displayed or to do in your life. But yet, those are the things we tend to gravitate to. Those are the things we tend to like more for whatever strange reason. That's our thing in life. And then we turn around and say, man, life is so hard. Yeah, because we made a lot of bad choices. We decided that hanging out and being cool and partying and not bettering ourselves was a lot better than bettering ourselves. Now, I'm not saying when you get a lot more money that things become better in life. No, you just don't have a lot of the lower end problems that those who don't have money have. Another one that really gets to me is this claiming ownership in something you don't own. Now, this is actually a gang thing, and I'm not talking race gang. I'm talking about all gangs. When you start claiming hold to something you don't own, I'm trying to grasp that one. You don't own the color. You don't own the street. You don't own the block. I mean, even if you own the home, you still don't own the sidewalk. That's a law. You don't own the sidewalk. You don't own the street. So as long as the person is not walking in your yard, you should never say, hey, man, what you doing walking on my set? No, I'm not in your grass. I'm not in your backyard. I'm not walking through your house. I'm walking on a sidewalk that is a public sidewalk that was paid for by tax dollars. You know, it's just a stupid thing, but we gravitate and grab hold to it. I don't even want to get on the politicians, but I do think it's funny for one politician to criticize another politician, and both politicians are doing the same thing. That's hypocrisy at its best. I think that's about all. My brain done went dead because this was an unscripted type of thing with me. But I just think that we as a country have really showed our ignorance by the things that we think are good. And that's a lot of negative stuff that we want to make good. A lot of negative stuff we want to make cool. Doing drugs, doing alcohol, all that's cool. Nobody's saying you can't drink. And I'm not going to at all say I condone any form of drugs. But those are the things we want to do to be cool and be with the in crowd and be with everybody. But when it comes to doing things that's right for yourself, we neglect it. And now if I want to tie this all into a spiritual aspect, it would be plain and simple to see to me that it's just like with God. God is trying to lead us away from sin and death, yet it seems like everything is fun in sin and death. The same like with chips and sodas and cookies. You know, the store don't stock chips and cookies and stuff for no reason. They stock it because a lot of folks buy it and eat it. And when they eat it, they're digesting things that are not the best for their bodies. But yet you can't get a lot of folks to stop buying cookies and chips and sodas because it's good for them. They feel like it's good for them. But you notice in some of the little corner stores, they don't do much fruit and healthier things. I know as an ex-truck driver, that was one of the things we complained about. You on the road, you're driving late in the midnight hours and you're hungry. You pull into a truck stop, candy, processed hot dogs and processed foods and chips and sodas, but nothing healthy to eat. The restaurants are not open, or if they are open, they're crappy restaurants like McDonald's and stuff like that selling you bad food. And then you wonder why truck drivers are obese, because they don't have quality food to eat while they're out there on the roads. Well, with that being said, I am going to move on. Everyone have a truly blessed day. There's nothing wrong with living a good life. You know that love is the key, and to try God's way. And with that being said, everyone take care. Bye-bye.